The second of the 5 themes of geography, Russia, is place. You should look at the pictures and review the questions you're going to need to answer after the reading before you begin reading. This assignment has 2 sections, the 5 questions and a Geoquest mapping section. The first question is, describe the physical characteristics of Western Russia. Then you'll describe the physical characteristics of Eastern Russia. Then you'll describe the human characteristics of Russia. Number 4, why were the Russian people largely a, quote, slave population until 1917? And define democracy. After you've answered these questions, you will then do a GeoQuest. The GeoQuest for this reading regarding Russia place has you looking at the map and labeling the 5 major cities, 5 major rivers of Russia, and then label surrounding countries and surrounding bodies of water. Now this map is on its side. You'll notice that the north is pointing to the left. So as you orient yourself here, notice that this is Japan in the top, China is down here, this is Mongolia, and as you come over here, you'll see the British Isles, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and the rest of Europe as you work your way around. So please be very careful as you're doing this map to make sure you've got it oriented properly. Now, since you have a paper copy, you can turn it on its side and look at it in a way that makes sense. If this is north, this makes this then the Arctic Ocean. So keep that in mind as you're doing your mapping activity. You will need to Google it to find the 5 major rivers, 5 major cities, label the surrounding countries, and the surrounding bodies of water. Okay, so as we begin our reading on Russia place. There are many characteristics of Russia that make it a very diverse place. Place is the second theme of geography, and it looks at the special aspects that make each region unique to the Earth. The physical characteristics of Russia vary from east to west and north to south. The southwestern region of Russia, on the west side of the Ural Mountains, has rolling farmlands dotted with small villages. The southern area is more temperate, with lands adjacent to the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. Some of the areas on the sea coasts have a more Mediterranean climate, with resorts and vacation areas. To the north, the landscape is barren tundra, bordering the Arctic Ocean. Although Russia is one of the largest regions in landmass, it has very little land suitable for farming and grazing. East of the Ural Mountains is the Siberian Plateau, which stretches to the Pacific Ocean. The countries of Mongolia and China border Russia to the south of this area. During the 1900s, the Russian people developed from a serf or slave population to a more independent people. During the feudal period, princes and lords controlled large amounts of land, and the people were forced to tend the land to make a living. It wasn't until the late 1800s that this practice came to an end. With the Russian Revolution in 1917, the people were again dominated by a new form of control called communism. Since 1991, the Russian people have begun experiencing the growing pains of forming a democratic society. The language of the region is largely Russian, and many Russians practice Russian Orthodox Christianity. Russian cities like Moscow are large and overcrowded. The quality of life is poor in comparison to American cities. Other cities, such as St. Petersburg, formerly Leningrad until 1992, and Vladivostok are heavily populated and are major centers for commerce and culture. Life is changing dramatically in this region of the world. Now you need to respond to the 5 questions, paying attention to which region of Russia you're writing about, and then you need to respond by labeling the map. Again, you will label the 5 major cities, 5 major rivers of Russia, and label the surrounding countries and bodies of water. Good luck!